Students, today we will learn about the derivation of average revenue and marginal revenue from total revenue curve under monopoly. Monopoly is a market structure where there is single seller and there is no close substitute of the product. Since there is a single seller in the market, so industry and the single seller are same in the monopoly market, and in the monopoly market the monopolist faces the downward sloping demand curve. That means in the monopoly, in order to increase the sale, the monopolist should decrease the price of the commodity. That means if the monopolist decrease the price of the commodity, then he or she can increase the sale of the commodity, and if the monopolist increase the price, then the quantity sold will be decreased. So in monopoly market, the negative relationship between the price of the commodity and the quantity demand. So let's understand the derivation of AR and MR from TR from this table. Now in this table, the first column is the quantity. Here we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 and 7, and the second column is the price. Here 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4. As the price of the commodity decreases over here, then the quantity sale is increased, and it is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 and 7. That means there is the negative relationship between the price of the commodity and the quantity sold in the monopoly market. And in the third column we have the total revenue, and the total revenue is the total amount of money that the monopolist received by selling the total quantity of goods in the market. So it is obtained by multiplying the price of the product and the quantity sold. Here the price of the first unit of the commodity is rupees 10 and the quantity sold is 1. So the total revenue is 10 into 1 is 10. 9 to the 18. 8 3 the 24. 7 4 the 28. 6 5 the 30. 5 6 the 30. 4 7 the 28. Here, when there is no quantity sold, obviously the total revenue is 0. As the 1 unit of the quantity sold is there, the total revenue is rupees 10. As the quantity sold increases, the total revenue also increases at the decreasing rate, and it becomes rupees 18, rupees 24, rupees 28, become maximum rupees 30, and become stable at the 6 units of the product, which is rupees 30, and thereafter in the 7th unit of the commodity the total revenue declines and it becomes rupees 28. That means initially when there is no sales, the total revenue is 0. As the quantity sold increases, the total revenue increases, it becomes maximum and it declines. And in the fourth column we have the average revenue, and average revenue is obtained by dividing the total revenue by the quantity sold. Here the total revenue we have is 10 and the quantity sold is 1. 10 divided by 1 is 10. 18 divided by 2 is 9. 24 divided by 3 is 8. 28 divided by 4 is 7. 30 divided by 5 is 6. 30 divided by 6 is 5. And 28 divided by 7 is 4. Here we can see the average revenue. With the increase in the quantity sold increase, the average revenue goes on decreasing. First it was 10, then it becomes 9, 8, 7, 6, 5 and 4. And here it declines with the increase in the quantity sold, but it is always positive. And in the fifth column we have the marginal revenue, and marginal revenue is the change in total revenue divided by the change in the quantity sold. Here for the first unit the total revenue is 10, that means the marginal revenue is also 10. And for the second unit the total revenue is 18, and for the first unit the total revenue is 10. So the marginal revenue for the second unit is 18 minus 10 equals to 8. 24 minus 18 is 6. 28 minus 24 is 4, 30 minus 28 is 2, 30 minus 30 is 0, and 28 minus 30 is minus 2. Here we can see for the first unit of the quantity sold, the marginal revenue is rupees 10. As the quantity sold increases to second unit, third unit, fourth unit, fifth unit, sixth unit, and the seventh unit, the marginal revenue decreases to rupees 7, rupees 6, rupees 4, rupees 2, 0, and minus 2 respectively. Here, as the quantity sold increases, the marginal revenue decreases. And here, the decreasing rate of the marginal revenue is greater than the decreasing rate of the average revenue. Here average revenue here is 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, and here initially the marginal revenue for the first unit is rupees 10, but thereafter it declines rapidly to 8, 6, 4, 2, 0, and minus 2. Here the decreasing rate of the marginal revenue is greater than the decreasing rate of the average revenue, and the marginal revenue declines and it also becomes 0 and it also become negative, but the average revenue is always positive. And point where the marginal revenue is 0, at that point the total revenue is maximum. Here we can see when the marginal revenue is 0, the total revenue is rupees 30, which is maximum. And the average revenue and the marginal revenue, they move in the same direction. That means as the quantity sold increases, average revenue also decreases, marginal revenue also decreases. But here the average revenue is positive, but marginal revenue is positive. It can be 0 or it can be negative. And when the marginal revenue is negative for the 7th unit of the product, the total revenue declines. It becomes 28. And when it is 0, marginal revenue is 0, the total revenue is maximum. And with the increase in the quantity sold, the marginal revenue goes on decreasing. That's why the total revenue increase till the marginal revenue is positive, but it increases at the decreasing rate. So the total revenue changes according to the rate of the marginal revenue, because we also know that the total revenue is also the sum of the marginal revenue. Here we can understand the total revenue, average revenue, and the marginal revenue with the help of the diagram. So we have to plot the quantity sold on the x-axis and the total revenue, average revenue, and the marginal revenue on the y-axis. Now we plot all these points for total revenue. First, here the quantity sold is 1 and the total revenue is 10. Okay, and when there is no quantity sold, that means total revenue is 0. So the 0, 0, first point is here, and the 1, 10 is 1, 10, 2, 18, 2, 18, 3, 24, 3, 24 is here, 4, 28, 4, 28, 5, 30, 5, 30 is here, 6, 30, 7, 28. And if we join all these points, we will obtain the total revenue curve. Total revenue, TR. Now similarly, we can obtain the average revenue 1, 10, 1, 10, 2, 9, 2, 9, 3, 8, 4, 7, 5, 6, 6, 5, 7, 4. Now here this is the average revenue curve, which is downward sloping curve, or it's negative sloping curve, average revenue, but it does not touch to the x-axis, because the average revenue, though it declines, but it never becomes zero. Now at last, quantity and the marginal revenue: 1 comma 10, 2 comma 8, 3 comma 6, 4 comma 4, 5 comma 2, 6 comma 0, 7 comma minus 2 here, minus 5, that is 7 comma minus 2, minus 2. Now join all these points. This is the marginal revenue. Now all of you, this is also downward sloping, and when the marginal revenue curve intersect the x-axis at this point, at the 6th unit of the output sold, the marginal revenue is 0, and from this point we just make a line upward like this. Here at this point TR is maximum, and here at this point MR is 0. That means when MR is 0, the TR is maximum, and this part is the negative marginal revenue. When the marginal revenue is minus, the total revenue declines. That we can see over here, this. And when the marginal revenue is positive, then the total revenue increases at the decreasing rate up to here. Thank you for watching my video. If you find this video helpful, please like, share and subscribe my channel. Thank you.